whether you speak secretly or openly, he surely knows best what is hidden in the heart. Certain people who were slandering the Messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and they would say to each other, sort of keep your voices down, just in case Muhammad's God is listening. So then here we have in this verse this idea that, okay, look, actually, regardless of whether you keep your voices low or hushed and in whispers, or whether your voice is loud, so then Allah just goes straight to the fact that his knowledge goes to what might feel like the most obscure or the hidden part of knowledge, which is what that is sudur, like what the chests contain.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome everyone to our next episode of Quranic Transformations. We have our special guest joining us for the first time today, Iqbal Naseem, and hopefully we'll have a lot more with him. But welcome to our first episode, Iqbal. Assalamu alaikum. How are you doing?
Wa alaikum assalam. Yeah, no, thank you very much. I'm doing well, and thanks for hosting me and for running this excellent series.
Thank you, bro. It's been my pleasure. And let's get started. I know some of our audience may not know about your past as well as your current projects. And I know you're into a lot of great projects at the moment. And a lot of these are related to what we're trying to do in terms of connection with Quran and Salah and so on and so forth. So please go ahead and share a bit about yourself.
Yeah, so quick background. I live in the United Kingdom in London, born and brought up here, studied economics and management at university. Worked for a few years in the sort of financial services industry. Then I left that after about 5 years and started at the National Zakat Foundation, which was a fledgling project just starting out in 2011. I was effectively put in charge of that project and then ran it for the next 10 years until the end of last year, which is end of 2021. So the focus of the National Zakat Foundation was the collection and distribution of zakat funds within the United Kingdom, but it also came up in 4 other countries as well. So it's currently operating in Canada, Australia, Holland and Switzerland as well. So it's in all of these different countries. So then I left that towards the end of 2021 and I carried on, focusing now for the last year or so full time on really just running mainly online educational programs. The idea is to deliver transformational educational experiences to help people lead truly God-centered lives. So I have 3 programs. One is called Transform My Prayer. The aim of this is to help people transform their connection with Allah through the action of Salah. So to help people gain consistency as well as quality in their prayers. So that program has been taken by almost 3,000 people from around the world over the last, I had actually started it whilst at NZF, but basically it's been going for about 3 years now. So Alhumdulillah, that's been quite successful and well received. I'm also running a sort of Quran program called Club Revelation. So we hold kind of weekly sessions. So far it's been done on a thematic basis. We take different Quranic themes, we just discuss them. People are sort of broken out into their sort of breakout discussion rooms as well. They can have, more small circle discussions about certain topics and questions that arise from the different things that we explore. And then I have a final program called Last Day Leader. This is all about helping people think about how they can really fulfill their God-given potential. Meaning, if on the one hand we were looking earlier at how we can actually improve the quality of our prayer, basically this is saying, well, how can you improve the quality of your life? Meaning, how can you make as much of your life as possible about really consciously serving and worshipping your Lord, and especially looking at that in the context of leadership and what it means to be a God-centered leader, i.e. Doing things that are going to help faith flourish in society, basically. So that's the third sort of program that I'm running. So other than that, I publish a fortnightly newsletter called Insights. So there's around 25,000 people who get that on every other week, every other Friday. So if anybody wants to find out more, you can just Google my name and my website will come up, and then you can sort of sign up there for stuff. Yeah.
MashaAllah, brilliant, bro. May Allah bless all of this. It's like a pretty good connected journey with the prayer to Quran to executions. MashaAllah, BarakAllahu, may Allah bless your work. Inshallah, we'll have the link in the video description or around the captions there, inshallah, as well. BarakAllahu feekum. All right, so let's get started. I'm looking to see your take on where we are at. So last time we stopped at verse number 12. We'll continue with that, inshallah, going into Surah Al-Mulk. Let me bring that up, inshallah. Okay, bro, take it away, inshallah.
Okay, cool. So I'll recite the first verse and then
Yes, please.
we'll have a chat
Yes.
about it, is it?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to hear from you as well, I hope, Zubair.
Yes, yes, yeah. We'll be inshallah.
All right, good. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وأسروا قولكم أو اجهروا به إنه عليم بذات الصدور. So looking at the translation here, from the clear Quran, whether you speak secretly or openly, he surely knows best what is hidden in the heart. Some of the commentators mentioned the context of certain people who were slandering the Messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and that, but they would say to each other, sort of keep your voices down, unless, just in case Muhammad's God is listening, basically, this kind of idea. So then here we have in this verse this idea that, okay, look, actually, regardless of whether you keep your voices low or hushed and in whispers, or whether you raise your voices loud, then he knows innahu alimun bidhati as-sudur. So then Allah just goes straight to, I suppose, the fact that his knowledge goes to the most, if you like, what might feel like the most obscure or the hidden part of knowledge, which is what literally dhati sudur, like what the chests contain. And so that's understood to be a reference to, our thoughts, intentions, feelings, emotions, etc. And so the verse kind of, it's mentions a very familiar kind of sort of aspect of what we know about the extent of the knowledge and the awareness of Allah. And it's amazing, obviously, to think about the fact that, at any one point in time, I mean, right now, you have however many billion people on Earth, and all of the kind of, some are probably sleeping right now, but, all of the chit chat that's happening. I mean, some people talk in their sleep as well, right? Which is also known
Sure,
to.
yeah.
But all of the chit chat that's going on, whispers, private thoughts, one-to-one conversations, big speeches, things that are being shouted and things that are being whispered, everything, he's aware of all of that, and all of that data, I suppose, is being sort of processed in some way, right? And even sifted, as we know, because of it, meaning, what's good, bad, of what's all of that speech, will sort of, we're all accountable for all of that speech. The point being, of course, he's aware. So there's so many other verses which kind of corroborate or support a similar kind of idea. In Surah Taha, you have إِنَّهُ يَعْلَمُ السِّرَّ وَأَخْفَى, that indeed he knows the secret and what's more hidden than the secret. وَاللَّهُ يَعْلَمُ مَا تُخْفُونَ وَمَا تُعْلِنُونَ, right? Allah knows what you hide and what you announce, what you proclaim. So yeah, there's lots of indications to that extent. So it's really just for us to think about when we're speaking, when we're talking, and then when we're on our own and then we're going through our own thoughts and feelings, just to feel, Allah's presence there. And like he says actually elsewhere, that, that when there's two of you, basically Allah is the third, right? When there's three, Allah is the fourth, and however big or small your number, he's there wherever you are. So that's in Surah Mujadila, I think. It's mentioned, yeah. So yeah, just for us to be really just conscious and aware of that, really.
MashaAllah, brilliant, bro. Yes, I think that's similar to what you mentioned, right? This is what I think a lot of personal dialogue that we have, right, in terms of we just viewing our lives, right, and then the reaction that we have based on people's reaction to any effort that you're putting in, so on and so forth. Just being aware that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows it all. He's seeing how much effort we are putting in, as well as I think from another examples, like, when you're scrolling through your phones or different social media, or when you're looking at, you're walking around, driving around, you see things that potentially you shouldn't be seeing, and then that dialogue, that reaction that you're having, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala observing it is well aware of it. So hopefully with that, how do we be more mindful of how do we react to things, and perhaps expanding it to perhaps your leadership work as well. Think about, like, you're executing some sort of an organization or a project as a leader, and then you're dealing with a lot of people, right? People who are your audiences, people who are part of the team, or employees or staff, volunteers, whatnot. And some of the haters, right? Some of the people that may not like your project, whether it be from the believers or non-believers, for whatever reason, they're trying to shut it down, whatnot. And Allah is all aware of their plotting as well. So sometimes we become too over-concerned and trying to have way more responsibility on our shoulder than we should. But then think, okay, hey, this is the effort I'm putting in. Allah sees the effort and the struggle I'm going through, as well as the plotters who are trying to plot and shut down my project, or, you know, trying to sabotage it, whatnot, Allah is all aware of that. So I think that gives you that sort of confidence of being, first of all, aware of your thoughts and actions, and then also having that confidence, you know what, Allah will take care of everything as long as I'm putting in my effort.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So I think, you know what, we'll wrap it up here for this episode, and then we'll go into the next one, inshallah, very soon. Until then, Assalamu alaikum.